Let's set up a new goal. Hello, I am a random internet person in the dark. Good evening to you. I hope you are having a good day. Welcome to TikTok. It is 1:51 and we're hanging out. So I do hope the Wi-Fi signal is adequate. Let's set up a new poll and we'll set up a new goal. And we'll get that started. Hello everybody. Welcome aboard. Alright, now what? Now we're back. What do I do with it? Alright. You will survive the capture. You cannot be retained if you are free. In the mind. Games within games and games in parallel with other games and reframing the situation, recontextualizing what it is you are bringing into your awareness as forming what you would call reality. Nick of R to be, Nick of for real to be, or to be, that is the question. The Hulk. Yes. I'm a random internet person in the dark. Welcome aboard. Kennedy, thank you for the TikTok. Three triple three. Hello. Gil, hello. I am a random internet person in the dark. I have a lot to say, but I'm going to try to buy time until there's 20 viewers. So, in the meantime, I'm just going to, hello Kathy, hello Don, good evening. I'm some random internet person in the dark. What else is new? To serve the music was my aim, and it still is. As a producer, I've learned that it's a lot more than working with the audio. The producer's role is to give the artist less to think about. We think of producers as people who tell the artist what to do, but most producers are very responsive people who try to get the artist to be the best that they can. They take care of booking the session. They take care of what order things happen in. When is it not cost effective to do too much of this thing or that thing? The artist doesn't need to think about that. Navtusha, thank you for the heart me. Thank you for confirming the membership on the team. To serve the music was and still is the goal. But what that requires, as a producer, you find out sometimes you have to take the guy into the car and just smoke a few cigarettes and give him 20 minutes to talk about his mom or his girlfriend or whatever the fuck he's going through. And then after that, you're just like, hey man, you provide a little bit of support, right? Then you go back in, and then you try to have a second chance at trying to have a positive attitude. And if you can get the person who the sound is coming out of to feel as good as possible, you're going to get better results because you can hear the difference. If the artist is like having fun or in the frequency of love or high adrenaline or anything that you would associate with being engaged with any type of music for different reasons, for whatever the reason, the level of engagement. If somebody's just kind of almost there, or if they're insecure, or if they're doing it like it's a job, or if like they don't even know what they're doing yet, you're not going to get the full value to serve the music. Oh yeah, Kennedy, a lot like that. So there was this guy, let me tell you this story, because I'm trying to kill time until we get 20 viewers, and then I'm going to say real shit. So I'm going to tell you this story in the meantime. Feel free to leave. Somebody else will come. It's not a big deal. I was living at this guy's house. I bought his basement for like $200 a month. It was a steal. Basement was kind of grimy, but at $200 a month, it's worth putting your own time into trying to make it better. I made it a little bit better, but it didn't take long before it felt unsafe sleeping in there. Do I like more? I don't know what that is, Mr. Dilf. What the hell was I talking about? The guy who I gave a ride to work to. Yeah, so once in a while, one of our neighbors would hang out with us. And one morning, I was surprised to see that he was still there. And he was like, hey bro, can you give me a ride to the bus stop? And I'm thinking like, yeah, why not? It's down the street. I'm leaving anyway. It'd be nice to get this guy out of the house too. So we get in the car and he starts dumping all of his problems on me. And we're like 2 minutes away from the destination. This is what therapists call a doorknob confession. This guy was giving me his doorknob confession. It's called a doorknob confession because you're on the way out. So the person that you're dumping it on kind of knows that you're going to leave any minute. And it's a little less pressure for everybody. And also because that person's going to leave in a minute, they're not going to have to deal with having to speak any further or any deeper about it. So that's the story, Nick, that I'm trying to tell. The guy is saying to me, didn't you ever like think that you just want to like get away from it all and start over? And I'm like, yeah, I thought of that before. But what I found out is that wherever you go, you take yourself with you. And then the guy's mind is blown. He's like, true. Wherever you go, you take yourself with you. Wherever you go, and he keeps saying it to himself over and over again. Wherever you go, you take yourself with you. And I'm like, come on, man, can you get out of my car? Like, we're at the bus stop, and he's just repeating that thing I said. I don't know. I never saw him again. I hope I changed his life. But that can be in a good way or a bad way. Wherever you go, you take yourself with you. So if you think things are going to be any different or better somewhere else, you're right, but that might be only temporary. You take yourself with you. But that could be a good thing. If you're in a shitty place and you feel like nothing is for you wherever you live, a lot of your problems might not be you. You just might actually live in a shitty place. So maybe moving somewhere else and trying something different would produce better results. I hope it does. It's hard to work yourself into a position where you can take the risk to try something like that because, you know, failure or not, you want to have some kind of cushion to be able to move around or you're done. You're watching Ghost Investigator, hashtag www.1900ghostman.com. Hit up the College Dropout for referral codes and holiday coupon offers. Bam. I'm a random internet person, and this is the level of experience that I have to bring to the White House in 2036. That's right, everybody. Follow Mike Britt 2036. I'm running for president in the year 2036. I'm Pete. Thank you for the heart me. Now, I'm not trying to be president. That'd be fucked up. I'm trying to run for president. It's totally different. We're going to get all that Coca-Cola money, and we're going to get all that NASCAR and that Pfizer money, and we're just going to make it disappear. I'm going to hire Bright Eyes and Pooblet. I'm going to pay them like 30 grand a month. They can do whatever. It's like, whatever, man. Don't worry about it. I'm not trying to be president. I'm trying to run for president. I'm going to do it. 2036. Don't vote for me. You should vote for like who you think is the most likely to defeat the person who you're the most scared of. That's the game. That's why we keep voting for people who are garbage, because the other person was more garbage. If they went with Bernie in 2016, they could have had a chance. I'm not saying they would have won. I'm saying they could have had a chance. You know, Bernie won Wisconsin, and they covered it up. They fucking changed the shit. That's why Hillary was the nominee. Nice comments. Thank you for the comments. Nice comments. Thank you for the comments. I hope you're all doing well with each other. Some of my friends have made friends with other friends, and it's amazing to see mutuals become mutuals with other mutuals. That is strengthening of the network. Within the computer's idea of where we stand in the network, our network is stronger if our mutual friends are following mutual friends. We're all tighter in all these different angles. I've seen people fall in love here. Twice. I don't know if they were joking about getting married. I don't know if they still talk, but it happened twice. I'm not trying to play fucking Dolly Miss Matchmakers or some shit. I'm here to tell jokes. But I've been hurting, so it was hard to tell jokes. But I still tell jokes every day. I ain't gonna stop. Y'all can't stop me. But if I tried to do stand-up, I don't know what the fuck I would do. I would tell them Skibbity Toilet Master sent me the tiny dino, and then I did the dance. And they're gonna be like, the fuck you talking about? Nobody outside of TikTok knows what a tiny dino is. Skibbity Toilet's old hat. You're showing your age if you still say that. That shit's already on Facebook. Katie Elliott, thank you for the tiny dino. When something that you thought was cool on TikTok shows up on Facebook, it's done. Stop. Stop it. Grace, thank you for the heart me. Thank you for confirming your membership at the Do Nothing Company. We have raised billions of dollars in investor funding so you and I could just, it's whatever. I can't believe I made it out of that place to play guitar. I thought I was going to be a voice actor. It was like 2.5 years of live streaming every day, and I really believed that any minute somebody who was making a movie or a cartoon would be like, hey man, I think you'd be perfect for Bruce. That never happened. I wasn't trying to make it happen. I wasn't trying to make anything happen. I was trying to just make myself available and show who I am so the right person could someday be like, hey, I could use you for this project, and then I would have a chance to get out. I can't believe it took this long. I had several chances, but I did turn down a lot of things, and some people were truly kind, and some people were scary, and some people I just couldn't figure out. Some people were really nice and awesome, but they didn't have a real plan. And then sometimes people said things that were not believable to me. Like, I have this house and this place, and like, I have like 6 rooms and I'm using only 2 of them. You could definitely take one until somebody eventually rents it. You could probably be there for like 1.5 years. I don't really care. I had an offer for a free room in California like 2 years ago. But I really liked the person too. I didn't think that was it. I don't know. I don't think that was it. I'm just killing time until we get like 20-ish viewers. It'll take another hour. It usually takes an hour these days. I have to stay in for like 20 minutes, an hour. I have to stay in for about an hour for us to really get a group going. Okay. All right. You're all doing great. Amazing. Okay, but I didn't want to, having another place to live stream from was appealing, but I was looking for like not just a job, not just a career, but a chance to get co-invested with building something that's very strong, regardless of whether or not it can generate income. Because these days, you can put a lot of time and effort into things that don't generate income, because you can monetize the media presentation of the act of doing it. The journey of doing something is arguably, it's content if somebody sees it as content. Well, it's art if somebody sees it as art, but it's content if it takes up space between the ads. That's all content is. They need us to keep giving them stuff to put in between the ads in the feed. That's why we have to make art. If you have no regard for views or formats or anything like that, and you just try to do something that feels good on here, it will work. Katie, thank you for the heart me. It might not work immediately. You might have to just like make art for months before the right people start retweeting you or resharing, whatever. Fucking, I'm showing my age. Katie, hello, thank you for the heart me. Hello, Secret Garden. Yeah, I don't want to do easy work. I'm doing something hard. The easiest part of it is actually when I'm playing guitar. But that's the way it is. You have to put a lot of work into creating the situation where the music can happen in a way that is impactful in the right place and the right time. Like running the radio show thing, like you can create situations where some types of music work differently than others. Like there's like theme songs and also there's like songs that you can use to create a vibe. They are magic spells. If you combine that with more obvious cues like lighting changes and voice changes, then it can be even more impactful, as it is a multi-dimensional sensory thing happening in parallel, summing up to an experience. I have an iced coffee from Taco Bell. It's not very good, but it has coffee in it. Thank you for watching Random Internet Guy in the Dark. What else is new? I'm lucky to be here. I'm on somebody's Wi-Fi, so I don't know how much time we'll have, but this is free time, everybody. This isn't chipping away at the data. Alright. Please don't invade my personal space. Okay, sorry about that. I won't do that again. Maybe I will. Okay, I can't promise that I won't do that again. I'm not going to do it right now. As long as I'll wait for the average watch time. So like 50% of you will have to see it again. 50% of you will be gone. I will wait for the average watch time. No, I'm not telling you what it is because it actually changes. It changes. You can look at it per session, but you can also plot it out on paper and come up with an average over time. TikTok doesn't give you a lot of four-dimensional stats. You have to kind of make your own charts and stuff if you're serious. I did. But very rarely did I show everybody like my notes, because often they had screen names, and that's kind of creepy. Like I don't want to be telling everybody that like Pendulum Natty and Jack and Toy really tore it up with me on April 11th. If I take notes on a session, I do write down a few screen names of people who I felt were crucial to making that experience what it was that night. So I haven't done it much in recent months, but anybody who's been here for more than a few months is definitely on some piece of paper stuck somewhere in my parents' house somewhere. Yeah, I'll get it someday. I hope to go back there with a moving truck. Someday. Maybe 3 to 7 years. Who's enabling people? Hey, be careful. Don't enable somebody unless if you're in a relationship with them. Grace, if Jack isn't your boyfriend, you have nothing to gain from enabling him. Make the guy work for it. In the meantime, tell him that he can't have any candy. He can't smoke weed. The dude's got to quit cigarettes. Tell that to every boy that you're not in a relationship with and see how they react. And see how they react. If he asks, is it okay if I have this chocolate? Tell him no. Okay. Good. This is good. Okay, I'm happy with where we're at now. So I'm going to try once again to come into a quiet place of deep contemplation and readiness. I will approach truth as I come to a deeper levels of clarity from wiping away that which isn't real. And there's a lot that's not real right now. So that's the mental work. We're going to do it now. Okay? Okay, the past doesn't concern me much. That's good. It does. Okay, there are things in the past. That all must be discarded. It is not needed where we are now, because the past already happened. Okay, is there anything about the future? The future's unwritten. I'm good with that. There's a few, there's a lot of things to do, actually. There's a lot of things on the calendar. It looks good. There's more to do. Okay, the agenda. There's more work to do with setting up the future, but we don't have to do that right now. Okay, good. I am here. Okay, now I have to check what we're doing. What we're doing is good. I'm going to keep an eye on that. And I got to check what I want. I have what I want. It's this. So I'm going to set up a new goal. Thank you to the 5 people who participated in the Heart Me Marathon. It's really good to see some team members on the books. They now call it a club. You are no longer on my team. You are a club. Now, I don't like that because I don't like to think... I think I'm talking to my friends. I don't think I'm talking to fans. I think it's too soon in the game for fans. And, if you're a fan and you're in a room of 16 people, that's kind of ridiculous. So I want to think I'm talking to my friends or people who are potentially my friends. So, okay, seize the agenda. That's the agenda. We don't need the agenda. We're in free form, and we're going to be real in this place for a moment. The forever person is always listening. So if you're afraid of the police or multiple agencies or creeps listening to things that you say or do on the internet, there's a positive way to see this too. The forever person is always listening. And if you speak for and to the forever person, then nothing can hurt you because you're not going to behave in a way that will affect those who... it won't give those who hate you anything to work with if you speak for and to the forever person, because they are always listening. So next time you're afraid of the cops listening to you, what would you be telling somebody who you know is going to be there till the end? How would you behave, and what would you say? So to speak to the forever person, and what would you say? So to speak to the forever person is consistent with It's not fucking... I'm gonna move past that. Cease the agenda. Now what we are doing, the past, the future, and what I want. I would like the train to stop, but I'm gonna pretend that I wanted this. And I'm gonna convince myself I wanted this, because I can do that. Here we go, everybody. It's the train time. Here we go, everybody. It's the train time. See, I brought this train for you. Listen to this train time. I can't drink the coffee yet. The train is running and we didn't make the goal. So we are where we are. That's not our train anyway. That's not our train anyway. I brought this really loud train for you. Hi, obsoletist. Welcome to the train show. You're watching Sleepy Guy in the Dark. As per usual, as per my last email. Katie Elliott, right there with the coffee. Boom, thank you. I'm going to send you a DM, Mason. My DMs are off, but I'm going to turn them off for 2 minutes. I'll do it within 24 hours, Mason. Okay. I'm glad that there's some drama in the chat. I just noticed that. I'm sorry, I wasn't reading the chat. Yeah, this is good. I haven't seen anything like this in a while. Nobody ever fights here anymore. It's funny, you know, because like there's like 22 other people that are reading it and laughing. Nah, half of them are reading it. Half of them don't even know they're in here because they got accidentally pushed into here from another live that ended while they were sleeping. Some people's phones are in their pockets. Yeah, it's usually close to half of the room is willing to engage in the chat or is looking at it. It's usually, it can be far less though, as you will see looking at it. It's usually, it can be far less though, as you will soon see, because I did not give any auditory signal as to what's happening until now. So now 2 people are going to run over to the phone really quick. So this number what this number represents is a collection of people, and it's really hard to make generalizations about that. But we can find groups of people. Yes. We're all individuals, of course, but the way we interact with these things or don't interact with them, or the way we behave and what our intentions are, what we think is happening, there might be 2 or 3 other people here who are thinking the same thing you are. But there might not be. One thing I do know is that among different personality types and who knows whatever the factors are, a lot of people have very different ideas about what is going on here in this thing with you and me. Yes, you and you and you and you and you and you. It's not really that far off, but if we were to speak personally in the background, a few of you would have like very different ways of describing what you think this is and why you're here, and what you think I am doing or not doing. And that's beautiful because it shows the uniqueness of people. But there are groups, because sometimes people have common intentions or non-intentions or ways that they like doing things. Giggle Smokes, I think you're doing great. Giggle Smokes is that reliable friend of yours who's always at work. You do see him often, but like, You know, he's doing shit. You can't retain these random wild horses of the internet. Giggle Smokes is a free person. He's going to come and go. If I miss Giggle Smokes, I ain't going to chase him down. And that's the level of experience I have to bring. And that's why I'm the guy in the phone. And he's not. Not Giggle Smokes. I mean Bobby or whoever the fuck you're trying to forget about. Fuck Bobby. I'm the guy in the phone. Grace, your shoes look fantastic. You're doing a great job. Okay, Pendulum, we're going to do pillow time somewhere. I gotta find the right composition, the right shot. It's gonna be hard. Okay, I have a lot to say. I have to cease that. Cease the agenda. Want anything? I just had coffee. Okay, I want something. Want anything? I just had coffee. Okay, I want something. Okay, our time here is limited, so I really want to make the most of this opportunity. And I want to try to say some profound shit, because I've been spending a lot of time in silence. And I've been allowing my mind to process things, while also spending a lot of time trying to help set up the future and maintain what is already happening. So, I'm so ready for this. I just sat in a chair for like 3 years. I wanted to do something that was difficult. Okay. We have a brief period of time here. My time here is limited. Okay. I do value our time together, and that value has just gone up because of the frequency of me showing up here has decreased. I knew it would happen. I knew it would happen. I mean, yeah, that's part of the plan. So, I'm going to choose my words carefully. I'm going to come from a deep place of truth and clarity. My judgment is clouded. Why? I will not idealize the situation of you and me here. All right. I will not idealize the situation. I will not downplay or devalue the situation either. An acknowledgement of the situation as it really is brings us closer to reality. And reality is good when our judgment is clouded. Pendulum, thank you for the budding heart of justice and truth. Secret Garden, thank you for the likes. Good to see you again. Perovsky, thank you for the green stuff. Okay, goodbye, Grace. I'll see you later. We should chill sometime. All right. The fuck was I talking about? Hello, Chewy Peas. Welcome to my TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I don't know how much time I'm going to be on TikTok. So, I'm going to choose my words carefully. I'm going to slow down. I will not idealize the situation. I'm having fun, but the fun will reemerge after peace is what we need. Peace in this, in our hearts. Goodbye, Giggle Smokes. I will see you soon. Soon enough. You're watching Haunted House Guy of the Damned on TikTok. Welcome to my TikTok live. Okay, alright. I'm going to come from a deep place of truth. I will not idealize the situation. I'm gonna be realistic. I'm gonna be based in reality. Okay. This is not a vacation. I'm not on vacation. I know I might depict it on social media because you just see little clips of the best parts. But what I'm doing is very difficult. And there's so much reward and I have so much fun, but I'm also in a lot of pain. Not physical pain. I have a lot of time and space to think about what I just went through with all of you collectively in the past 2.5 years. And so, yeah, I mean, you're all great, but a few people really hurt me. And a lot of that stuff, like, keeps coming back. And I'm generally positive, but once in a while, I live in the memories for like a little too long. That said, amazing things are happening, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm utilizing my skills, and I'm doing something that's hard. It's great. Okay, so I had a lot of time to think. It's great. Okay, so I had a lot of time to think. I had a lot of time on my mind. On my mind. I'm gonna come wipe away, which we don't need. All it is. We already worried about the past. The past already happened. This is the past. Cease the agenda. There is no try. There is no need to do anything. I've already done it. We're doing it right now. All we have to do is exist. All I have to do is exist. I will exist with you. When I can. Thank you for allowing me to enter your experiential awareness as an object and become real to you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to exist within your experiential awareness, your subjective reality unique to you. Thank you. Obsoletist would like to thank whoever gifted him a subscription. That was very kind, and that brings people together. I have not used subscriber-only format in a very long time, and I have lost quite a few subscribers since reducing my hours. I want to thank everybody who's still a part of this and everybody who shows up when I show up for an hour at a time. Dystopian Musings, thank you for the flower. A decrease in the subscriptions was to be expected, of course. I did reduce my hours after all. Stacy, thank you for the likes. I'm pleased with the general participation rate, though. It takes a little while for them to get started, though. Sometimes I have to stay in for... Sometimes it takes like a long time for anything to really get some energy going. That works in both directions, so it is my opportunity to have something to bring for you to respond to or choose to interact with, or not. Sometimes simply existing is what you need to do for the person who needs to find you. That makes the scroll, because everybody's doing something. Not everybody's telling you to tap, and not everybody's telling you to send gifts, but everybody's doing something. Now, some people are just boring, and we might skip them because they're boring. But I've discovered a performative way of being boring. And I learned it from many influences and through my own experiences here. if you have an obsessed fan and a creep and some revolving cast of randos, then what's going to happen? Brown Eye Girl, thank you for the heart me. Thank you for confirming your membership on the team. Let's say you have somebody who you need to go away, and then somebody else who will stay with you no matter what. Well, what would happen if you tried to sabotage your life to try to get a few of them to leave, or try to get... You might do things like that to reduce the situation temporarily to a combination of the most dedicated and the most psychopathic. So, I haven't done that too much lately, but it's something that I did do a lot, where I would continually in extreme situations where there was what I felt was an unhealthy balance within our community, then once in a while I would try to reduce the room size to just 6 people by trying to get everybody to leave in one way or another. And then you look at who's left over, because some of these people are asleep, like they can't leave. Anyway, I'm going to cease that. That's not important. I came here to deliver something very important. Is it kind? Is it useful? Is it encouraging? Is it entertaining? Is it funny? Is it true? Is it kind? Is it useful? Is it helpful? Is it true? I will speak truth, and this will require wiping away all that is false and unimportant. It is temporary. We'll have fun again soon. It is inevitable. But it will be a deeper, truer level of fun. I just hit my head on the brick wall. Luckily it wasn't bad. I want some more coffee. So I'm going to make a new goal. I will come from a place of truth. I will seek clarity by wiping away that which I don't need temporarily. There is no... T. Martin, thank you for the coffee. You made the coffee go. And we're going to drink the coffee. Thank you, T. Martin. Why are you still awake? It is... Oh, it's going to be Sunday. You're going to be late for church. Okay. T. Martin, you did a great job this Saturday. You are getting very sleepy. I'll drink the coffee. Thank you. Cricket, hello. I got coffee from Taco Bell. I had to. It was what made sense at the time. T. Martin, you will close your eyes and begin to relax. Okay, it's good to see my friends. I'm going to cease the agenda, wipe away the attachment to the past, the reemergence, the persistent reemergence of the past from multiple directions. All must be discarded or dismissed or postponed. Where are we headed? We are already there. I am here now. I am in your phone. Our time here is limited. I want to give you the best I can because I value what little time we are here together lately. I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to speak from a place of clarity. To approach the clarity, I had to wipe away the lingering thoughts. There is no future. I'm going to go to sleep. and that's going to happen, okay? There's so much in the past. So much has happened in season 23. It's only been a month in Earth time, but in storyline, it's been half a year. I think we're in the middle of season 23, but I never know that. I'm always wrong when I say shit like that. Only in retrospect am I going to know how the story goes. And I got a lot to learn about your stories, because I too feel like I have missed a lot. Am I sleeping well? Considering the circumstances I'm in, I am getting a glorious amount of sleep. It's amazing how easy it is for me to sleep, and I'm very pleased with the work I've done as a person to arrive to the point where I can be honest with myself and let go of some stuff and actually go to sleep when I think I can. Taking advantage of your natural drowsiness is, that's like a whole different level of living. All of us wish that our lives were as flexible enough for us to be able to pull that off. Mine is not, but sometimes I get to grab the natural drowsiness and I actually go to sleep. It's great. Considering the circumstances I'm in, I'm getting much more sleep than anybody else would in this situation. I'm going to cease that. I'm not worried about future sleep. I got a lot of time tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to sleep as much as I want. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Now I remember my body, for I have forgotten my body. My judgment was clouded, and my attention was in the past and the future. I have to think about a lot about the future. There's a lot of planning, and there's a lot of logistics involved with what I'm doing. It's so refreshing to be working again. What I'm doing isn't very easy. I don't need it right now. Now's the time for now. And now has been. But I've been living in different times. I'm arriving to clarity as I will not idealize the situation, nor shall I devalue the situation. I'm going to see the situation for what it is and accept it as what it is. This is what it is. Okay, good. Cease the agenda. I'm keeping an eye on the agenda. The agenda is, in our limited time here, I want to try to internally connect with all this deep shit I was thinking about when I wasn't on TikTok. This is the most time I've spent off the phone in over 3 years. When I was sick, when I was in the hospital, I used the phone very little. I wanted to get the most out of my time off. But I'm using the phone a lot. Maps, looking up other things. Enough about work. There is no work. We have already worked, and there will be more work later. We are here now, and this is what it is. There is no agenda. There are no itineraries, no calendars. Welcome to the Do Nothing Company, where you've already done more than enough. Congratulations also for what you have not done, for you have shown patience and restraint, discipline. You are getting better at this. Okay, you're watching Random Internet Guy in the Dark. Okay, life-changing, motivational, epic speech, take 4. Hey guys, I've had a lot on my mind lately, so I wanted to come on TikTok and just pop on here for a minute and just, just reconnect with my higher self and then deliver some deep shit for you, so give me a moment. Okay, cease the agenda. We're already doing what we are, for all we have to do is exist. So there is nothing to do, for we are already being that doing. We are doing the being. So there is no try, there is only do. For what we do is to do not, only at this time, as we approach clarity and deeper levels of truth, as the truth has been within you all along. It will be unlocked after we wipe away that which is not real. The past is not. It already happened. The past isn't here. It's not real. It's an idea of the past. And it's just one way to look at the past, and your ideas of the past will change as you change, and you learn more about where you came from, and what else happened before then and after then and around you, and who you are and your place in this world. All of your ideas about the past will reform as you become anew and continue building and moving and changing and allowing the inevitable change. To see it for what it is to let go of our idea of what once was and our anticipation of what will be, and see it and accept it for what it is. We are here, and this is what we are not doing. Welcome to the Do Nothing Company. I am your CEO, but I'm not the boss. I'm not going to manage anybody here. I'm like a janitor. And maybe that spiritual hangout dude who walks around with like the rich guy and tells him that his hair looks great and that he's one with the earth. Okay, cease the agenda. All these lingering thoughts will be discarded and dismissed. An eye on the agenda. For to cease the agenda would be to turn off my phone. And then what would we have? So I will keep an eye on the agenda. But I have dismissed the past and the future. I am once again aligned with the present moment. Are you aligned with the present moment? Okay, good. What will we do with it? We're already doing it. You don't have to do anything, and neither do I. All you have to do is exist. And all I have to do is exist. Thank you for allowing me to enter into your object permanence and your experiential awareness as an object. The psychological kind of object, not like an object. Not like you're objectifying me. I'm talking about like psychologically. Freud and Jung, they called people objects or something like that. Like, anyway. Okay, life-changing epic speech, take 5. Oh, what about the mysterious package? I feel like I do something but not nothing. Wait, what mysterious package? You got a mysterious package? You need to call the FBI, yo. That ain't right. Somebody send you mysterious shit. You should mark it for terrorism and send it to Homeland Security. Be like, yo, somebody I don't know sent me this shit. You gotta do something. That's terror. Alright, thank you for your comments. I'm going to clear my thoughts. I have a lot on my mind. Alright, thank you for your comments. I'm going to clear my thoughts. I have a lot on my mind, and my mind is clouded, and my judgment is clouded. So I'm going to realign with the present moment as I am living in the future. I'm going to realign with the present moment as I am living in the future. So I'm going to be here because I'm not in the future yet. There is no future, it's just an idea. It's a collection of ideas and possibilities and possible outcomes, each with their own likelihoods. We are here now. There is no future. It's just an idea. I'm living in the past. The past has already happened, and my ideas of the past are just an idea. My ideas of the past will change, and I do not need them now. I already went through that. There is pain. I had it. We don't need that now. It's not here. I'm aligned with the present moment. Oh no, I decoupled from the live. I'm sorry, everybody. I disengaged from TikTok. Psychologically, I mean. That was okay when I was doing the Do Nothing Company, like, for real, like 2 years ago. But that's not okay now. Chewy Peas, thank you for the flower. Our time here is limited, and I want to speak intentionally and directly. Chewy Peas, thank you for the tiny dino. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go on a little side note because it might provide value for some of you. Decoupling from the experience psychologically is something that I was trying to help you do through the sleep show. For you to, I kept telling you, like, put the phone down, but don't leave the live. You know, you can still listen to me and the music, and I'll try to read the chat for you. Because I really believed in that. I really believed that I could help some people put down the TikTok. And a few weeks ago, there was a person who told me that what I was doing here saved them from TikTok. And I believed them, because people told me that before, but it was different this time, because this person, they have a master's degree in art, and I know they can see more of the layers than the average viewer. Susie, thank you for the finger heart. But this person was scrolling and getting lost in it a lot before spending a lot of time here. They no longer spend time here, but because it did get them out of being a user of TikTok. They don't produce much on TikTok anymore, but they're doing so great in other areas. And that's happened before. I came here to wake up the normies and unplug people from the TikTok, but inadvertently I got a few people who I really cared about to unplug, and socially that hurts. Because even though that's good for the person on the other side, we still want to hang out, and this is where I live, but you can't hang out forever with some people. They're wild horses. You cannot retain them. You should not try. Only suffering will come. If you allow the wild horses to ride, they will come back. You just don't know when. Do not suffer in the meantime. There is no attachment to wild horses of TikTok. I promise all of you that if I miss any of you, I'm not going to bother you. And I've been consistent with that, and there's no serious person who can show you that, like, I sent them, like, creepy DMs or anything, or chased them down or anything like that. When it's time for you to leave, you're going to leave, and you're not going to hear from me again. We interact when you're ready to, when you choose to. And there may come a day when some of us will have to go through that in person. Because I'm a little too much. I'm like a lot. Like I can just talk forever. And I want to hang out forever. but I'm very disciplined and patient, and I can do nothing and say nothing for a very long time. And then when you're ready to, you'll come in here and actually try to talk to me. Some of you do. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months. One of my best friends here, somebody who built this thing with us, we haven't really spoken much in like 6 months. But I know she's going to come back. And I know that we're cool. I'm not chasing her around. I'm not sending fucking stupid DMs or anything. When I'm down bad and I'm like actually texting with the person, or for a while, I will send at least only one pathetic DM where it's like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. It'd be really cool to chill sometime. I don't know, like whatever the fuck it is. If you even think to send in a message that sounds like that, you're already done. You gotta just let it go. If you're in this situation where you think sending a message like that is what's needed, you're wrong. Well, maybe not you, but I would be. Polygamy is for rich people, and polyamory is for the poor. I'll explain why later, because that could get me in a lot of trouble. It is very controversial, so I would have to really, really think about whether or not it's worth making content out of that. Pendulum, thank you for the chili. I will not make content out of that. Cease the agenda. There is no agenda. We are here. And we already have what we need. Our time here is limited. I'm living in the past. I'm living in the future. For what direction the future, that is not needed. We don't need that now. There is no future. Brown Eyed Girl, the hypothetical person who behaves in the way that you have described has some internal work to do. And I can get more out of putting more focus on the people who don't behave like that. And I can get better results for the entire community. Inevitably, some of us are going to be down bad from time to time and really, really do need a reaching hand, like somebody reaching out. And that's why I do send the pathetic DMs once in a while. Like just the, hey, haven't seen you around in a while, hope things are going okay. All right, had some good times, we should chill soon. Anyway, have a good May, see you later. I feel like a fucking idiot when I send a DM like that, but these people were my friends. They were cool. I'd like to see them again. But while we're here, and our time here is brief and limited, so I will live in now. There is no future. There is no past. Okay, good. We're realigned with the present. I'm still engaged in the platform. And what do I want? I do not want. I have what I need. I got what I wanted. And more importantly, I don't have what I didn't want. That is the best news, that I don't have what I didn't want. That's actually, now that I think about it, that's actually more points than what I did get. Me getting what I wanted was pretty good, but me not getting what I didn't want is actually better than that, now that I think about it. Amazing. Okay, good. The agenda has ceased. The desires have ceased. There is no past, there is no future. We are ready. in a state of readiness, clarity, the truth. The truth of the situation is that it is what it is. But your truth is true for only you. For each of us are perceiving this in different angles, in different contexts, with very different pasts and very different futures. We all see this through different eyes and experience it very differently, even though we're all looking at the same thing. That is always true. Through hanging out, alignment, and an expansion, the How to Do Nothing book describes, it doesn't call it hanging out. It just says, like, spending time with people over time. If you do practice doing nothing in the presence of others who are also intentional about this, you will expand your attention together to include more of the same things and each other, end quote. More of the same thing, to include more of the same things and each other. Okay, so through hanging out, we can come to alignment for our subjective realities to have more and more overlap. And the overlap will be built inevitably over time. Hanging out can establish, repair, or maintain, or optimize the meaning of an experience and your roles in that experience. There is no need for business meetings. There is no need for getting on the same page kind of agenda meetings. Expanding attention to include the same things into each other. Hanging out repairs or establishes the conditional meaning of an experience and or your role in it. Conditional meaning of an experience is context-related knowledge. Context-related knowledge is what we're referring to when we say this, that, he, it, him, she, her. What are we referring to when we use such words? These words do not have meaning. They point to something else that has meaning. When you say this or that or it. Context-related knowledge is to share an idea of what are we even talking about? What even is this? What does that have to do with our relationship, man? Luna, thank you for the likes. Our time here is limited, so I want to make use of the opportunity while it stands. I will address the Ransom Internet people. As the CEO of the Do Nothing Company, I hereby declare... Oh, hello, Storm. What's up, Storm? How are you? Good to see you again. Good evening. Okay. Life-changing epic speech. Take 7. 3, 2, 1. Action. Fuck. Okay. All right. Let's do this shit. All right. Lock in. Cease the agenda. I don't have to give an epic speech. It is the inevitable, unstoppable result of coming from a place of clarity. For I do have a lot to deliver. I've been holding it in. A Peroski, thank you for the finger heart. Secret Garden, thank you for the tapping. Okay, I want to put this... I'm holding a lot of things. I want to put them in my pockets. That's what I want. I'm going to do what I want. Okay, that happened. Okay, this is happening. What is this? And where is here? Ah, okay. the layers of here, relensing the astral projector from which you project your idea of an external reality, to retune the astral projector is to move backwards through the lensing. You look at yourself looking, and then you try to look at yourself looking at yourself looking. You will feel a you behind the you, and a wider idea of experience occurs as your inward attention expands and you become more aware in that moment. The holistic you, as you back out of the contextual yous that you created for the games within the games. There is no mask on, mask off. There are layers. Relensing the astral projector. Because where is here? Here, in this moment in time, a non-topic, a intended absence of a topic within a speech, within a segment, within a live stream, within a TikTok, within your phone, within your room, within your mind, within your soul, the soul groups, the gods within the gods. You're backing away. Balance the polarity. Games within games. Games within games in parallel with other games. Where am I? I'm in a phone. Okay, I'm in your phone, and you are, and you are, you're in a phone. You're in a phone. You can do anything in a phone. You can sing and dance. You can help the homeless. you could make art out of trash, you can do anything. There is no such thing as trash. And you are not trash. Everything has value, even you. You are valuable. For trash to be seen as a resource requires seeing it in a new way. For everything is useful, and you are useful. You need an opportunity to be useful. It took a long time to be a good listener. Because it's not enough just to listen. Aunt B, thank you for the dolphin. But eventually, more and more people I would speak with would tell me I was a good listener. Later, the challenge was how to be a good listener for someone who does not speak. And those were my earliest experiences of intentionally doing nothing and intentionally saying nothing productively. Productive nothingness is to be a good listener for someone who does not speak. They will, if you are patient and you give them space. I can emphasize with them, for when my judgment is clouded, or my emotions are cloudy, it does, even though I can come back to reality, I do know that it takes a lot of work, and pending the severity of the disruption, it could be, Trish, thank you for the heart me. When was this? This was in the late 2000s, maybe 2009, 2010. Maybe even later, 2011 maybe. No, but that person still spoke around then. Yeah, I'm thinking 2016. I returned to hanging. I just got out of what actually was the last time I was in a relationship. It was in 2016. That's how long it's been. I've been clean for 9 years. I was a serial dater from like preschool until and I just quit it like an addiction. There was an experience I had with somebody that was just like, it was just too far. And I thought, there's no way I'm getting into this with somebody unless if like both of us are at a higher level of stability and security. That's more than money. Being able to and willing to make new money is way more important than having money, because someone who has money will eventually spend all of it, but someone who can make money, they could start at zero if they have support and help. And everywhere they go, they look for ways to improve things or figure out a way to get more energy going through it. It was sometime in 2016. I got out of my last relationship and I went back to hanging out with this friend I have who, how do I put this? Everyone disliked her. Like, I couldn't bring her anywhere. But what they disliked about her was their own discomfort with not knowing how to handle someone who doesn't talk. But she wasn't always like this. We were 4 years apart, and when I came back to her, she just wasn't speaking. I mean, she invited me over enthusiastically. She wanted to hang out. I mean, she would say stuff like, hello, what's up? Do you want a cigarette? Really wasn't much more than that. We spent long periods of time together. And that was how I learned to do, and to intentionally do nothing and say nothing. And I discovered whateverness. It reminded me of when I was 19. It was the first time I did that, the Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds thing. I was expecting to see like aliens and see the walls bend, but what actually happened was I became based in reality. I didn't know what anxiety was until later, but what I did know was that I was living with clouded thoughts for most of my life. As for the first time, all of that went away and I was able to see what I see now. Right now, there is no past, there is no future. I don't have to do anything, there's nothing to do. You exist, and all I have to do is exist. And this is all that is. And it's not the end, nor is it a beginning. It always was. Welcome to forever. I didn't begin to call it forever until a few months into TikTok. But the first person I said that to, we haven't spoken in a few months. I mean, just like a few like texts here and there, but like we haven't hung out. We haven't spent like a meaningful period of time together in like several months. No, fucking in Earth time, it's actually only like 4 or 5 months. But in storyline, it's like a year and a half ago, dude. Like it's like fucking, a lot goes on in here, you know, and time moves very differently. Welcome to forever. I can let go of the past. There is no past. Nothingness, productive nothingness. How to listen to someone who doesn't speak. How to be a good listener for someone who doesn't speak. Now this was unusual though, because this person like kind of just, it's not that they were like mute or anything. I mean, they just didn't talk. They would say things like, hello, and do you want to get a drink? I like this song. But in between that, it would be like a fucking 90 minutes of like nothing. So, I mean, like, a lot of my friends knew her, but she was like just different. I don't know what happened. I didn't want to, you know, like, fucking try to get her to tell me. I just did nothing with her. We did it like sometimes 3 times a week, at least once a week. Eventually I couldn't keep up with it. It was too expensive. She lived an hour away. I had to pay for everything. Sometimes on the way out the door, her dad would give me $20 because he knew I didn't have shit, but he knew I was trying.
we would listen to a lot of music. One time we were in a car and we're parked by the bay. And we're not like, we're just doing nothing, literally. Like, we're not like making out or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. But this cop comes up and she's like, "What you doing?" And like, she doesn't say anything and she looks at me and I'm like, "We're just trying to be together." And she was like, "Oh, all right." And then she left. But in a very pure sense, that's all it was, I guess. I didn't do anything to improve her life in a material way or an obvious way, but it was something. All I had to do was exist, and that was enough. She never bothered me about anything, and she never complained about anything. So I did the best I could. Because I knew there had to be some things that were bothering her, but she just didn't care to make an issue out of it. Because why is it worth it? I don't know what she went through. But eventually, that had to stop. I didn't think it was a good utilization of my skills until now. Because at the time, even though we were at peace and it was very peaceful, I didn't want to do it too often because like it cost money. And it was a lot of time that I wasn't working on getting more money, which means there is no long-term future if I'm not working towards building something that can provide something. It's just going to be me driving an hour to take $20 from your dad and go just chain smoke by the bay. So when I first started doing TikTok Live, I was experimenting with everything. I would play guitar, I would try to tell jokes, I would hang out, you know how it is on TikTok Live. I did, it was like 6 weeks before I plugged in all the radio stuff. And that was very basic when it started, but very quickly I got the hang of it. And I had a lot to say after I got the download. The download was November something 22. And I had a lot to say. And I like listening to the sleep show replays from back then. The earliest I got is the last week of January. But I still was saying a lot of stuff. I had a lot to say. And it's interesting to listen to it because it's stuff that I haven't said on TikTok Live in a long time. Topic-wise. Or is it? That's in the past. I don't need the past. But why? There was something of value to dig from that. There are treasures all about my past. I don't have a good past, but there are treasures hidden there. So if I'm brave enough to go into my past from time to time, I can find good things that we can use for a better future. Cease the agenda. There is no agenda. For I cannot anticipate, and I will not attempt to anticipate, for I will miss other treasures that are yet to surface. And a funny thing about this place is any minute, somebody who neither of us have met before will come in and change the direction of what this thing even is. Once in a while, a person who neither of us are expecting comes in here and radically changes the situation. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's good at first, and then it becomes bad. But sometimes we make lifelong friends. Sometimes we meet interesting content creators who hang out for a week or two, and then they gotta get back to work. A lot of the best people I meet are like people who are in some kind of healing period or something. But at some point in everybody's healing journey, they will start to push forward and try to do things again. And, it's like I miss when we were hanging out, but I think it's better that you're not on TikTok and that you're out in the real world, whatever that means. We're here. Okay, I'm in the phone. I'm just a guy in the phone. And all I have to do is exist. I exist. So, I don't think, therefore I am. And I think, therefore I am not. Therefore I am not. To think is to be swept away from what is real. For that which is right in front of us, that which we are involved in, and where we really are in this present moment, that can be seen through a ceasing of consciousness, through going beyond not thinking, but wiping away all that is not needed, coming to clarity, and then living in it, feeling it and being it. Dystopian Musings is asking, how does one know if they are really welcomed or simply tolerated? Your emotions will tell you that, because to make someone feel welcome is all emotional. That's what welcoming is. It's working on the emotions of somebody to get them to be inspired to participate or exist. If someone does not feel welcome, if someone is not welcomed, then less effort is needed to welcome or make feel welcome someone who is self-reliant and likes to initiate things. Some personality types like starting things, which is why many of my friends did not enjoy hanging out with that friend of mine who I was talking about, who we did nothing with. And that's why I told this story, because I wanted to talk about the people who didn't like her. But I believed what they didn't like was the way they felt when they were trying to talk to this person who was unresponsive. It usually takes me a little bit to get it though, because I'll try, but I'm only going to try
spending time with someone who just was happy to be there and did want me to be there, but would not engage with me. This is different than when somebody's done with you and they're just giving you one-word answers and just like walking away all the time. How to listen, how to be a good listener for someone who doesn't speak. So, if you do nothing long enough, and it's really working, other things will be revealed. And they will talk. You just gotta wait long enough. And then it's no surprise that when they encounter someone who can't live in silence, they never give the person the opportunity to respond, because there's not enough space in between the questions and the thoughts and the observations. Creek, thank you for the hearty. Okay, we're not going to disengage from the program. Our time here is limited. This is the longest I've been on in quite a while, though. We are on Wi-Fi, so we have free time here. An hour 36. No, I have been on this long. Okay. I made $3.22. That's good. An hour 36. No, I have been on this long. Okay. I made $3.22. That's good. This isn't about the money. Obviously, I'm not being performative. Once in a while, I might tell a joke, but I want to get very serious because our time here is brief. So I'm going to come from a deep place, an honest place. There is no agenda. There's nothing to do. There is no try. It's easy. It always was. It's still here. I almost said, Secret Garden. The days of hitting 46 and 2 likes regularly are over. Garden. The days of hitting 46 and 2 likes regularly are over. It's got to happen someday. There's going to be some day where somehow, I don't know. Okay. There's no hurry. There is no rush. Already there. There's no sense of urgency anymore. There never was. I will go to sleep. Thematic closure. Okay, Life-changing epic speech, take 13. Hello, I'm a random internet person. Welcome to my TikTok Live. You're watching Green Guy in the Dark, Volume 2. For tonight's program, we have many special guests. Please say hello to this Taco Bell Coffee, now appearing for the first time ever on this program. I do not have a brand deal with them, and I wish I didn't say the name, but I thought it was interesting. Chubby Chubby Fat Man, thank you, really nice to meet you. I actually don't recommend this product, it's pretty bad. I got it because it was easy. Chubby Chubby Fat Man, thank you, really nice to meet you. Pendulum, thank you for dancing with the rainbows. Life-changing epic speech, take 14. Okay, hi everybody. I've had a lot of time on my hands to think and process what we've gone through, because in the 2.5 years that I was live streaming every possible second that I was awake, and some of while I was sleeping, I didn't have too much time to think about what happened because I had to stay immersed in the present moment. I tried, but after some space away from this thing, it's inevitable that I'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe that, yada yada yada. So there's a lot of those thoughts. I will spare you those. Why? There was deep thoughts. My judgment is clouded. There is no judgment. There is no future. The future is unwritten. The future is just an idea. So we have this now. So here we are. This is what we needed. I got what I wanted, but I also didn't get what I didn't want, which is more important. Because I didn't want to leave the situation I was in for a worse one. And I am sure as fuck not going to leave this situation for a worse one. And I'm not going back to where I was. This is where we are now. For now. Because I'll be somewhere else tomorrow. But I'll be back in your phone again. Thank you for allowing me to be in your phone. It's a very nice phone. Your screen is in very good shape, considering the way you live your life. There is no future. I am here now. This is where I am. When I'm stuck in traffic, I would just convince myself that I live there. When I had to wait for an appointment, or if I was waiting in line somewhere, I would just convince myself that I live there. Because I do. Wherever you go, you take yourself with you. And you are alive now. You live here. For now. For now. For the time being. For the time being. For now. For the time being. For now. Anyway. Anywho. It's whatever. It's whatever. All of those fleeting, the lingering thoughts, the clouded emotions, the clouded judgment, all of those desires and the fears and the opportunities must all be dismissed in favor of what is real. For all ideas of the past and the future are ideas. They're in your mind, and you control your mind. You do not need those ideas now. We are present and aligned with this present moment. We are not alone, but I knew that already. I had prepared myself for this. You helped me prepare. I have reformed and developed and evolved my ideas of privacy. I have prepared for this. Okay, I am here. I live here. For now. Hello, Coffee Bean. There is no future. I will go to bed, but we don't need that right now. So much has happened in the past few weeks. Season 23 began like 31, 32 days ago. But each day since then has a lot of stories. And it already could take months to catch anybody up on what has happened in the past month. That is not needed now. That is not needed now. We are here now. Sometimes I have a lot on my mind. Right now is the kind of time where there's everything to gain from having nothing on the mind. And creating an empty canvas, an empty cup, a new journal. A new page of notes. When you wake up tomorrow, some of it, maybe all of it, could be a clean slate. Many of you have things that you have to do tomorrow. I have things I have to do tomorrow. But your path can radically change. Once in a while there will be opportunities. The truth of how you feel, and the truth, your truth, of what is real and what is not, will guide you. The answers are within. There are no questions. After we wipe away that which we don't need, after we wipe away and dismiss that which is not real, what we are left with is clear to see after this work is done. It's not easy to do nothing. It takes a lot of work of thwarting attempts to divert what it is you choose to do with your attention. These disruptions that enter into that attempt to divert you or distract you. Your distraction is a response to what becomes a diversion disruption, distraction equals diversion. Diversion is the result when a disruption results in a distraction. Because not all disruptions will distract you. You can thwart many attempts to divert you. So it's not a distraction. It's just annoying for a second, not a big deal, and you're still on the train. And you're making this work. Disruptions are everywhere. Sometimes they will result in distractions. Do not let this divert you. Anyway. Anyway is an attentive mechanic procedure. It's a magic spell. Anyway. Your agenda and what it is that you are focused on, or trying to focus on, or trying to do, or trying to keep your attention on. This is not only in the short term, but in the long term. To thwart all attempts, it's whatever. Another disruption, it's whatever. Another disruption, it's whatever. We are not distracted. Anyway, back on the topic, we are hanging out. Back into the process, back into the procedures. Anyway, the procedures. We will not always be imposing our will on the universe. The push anyway is to be balanced with the pull anyway. The suggestive, inviting anyway, is to invite someone else's agenda into focus. Anyway. This is to be balanced with the push anyway. It is a magic spell, an attentive mechanic procedure that shifts the attention back to the agenda. It's whatever. Is a magic spell. It can be a declaration of state. It's whatever. We could be saying it is what it is. It's a declaration of a state. But we can also use it as a magic spell to dismiss or push away or wipe away the disruptions. For they will not be distractions that lead to diversions. And now where are we now? Well, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So, now that you're lost, now you can succumb to someone else's anyway, someone else's agenda, without exactly inviting it, because you were lost. This is when we are used or swayed. This is when we are captured. This platform, or the vampires, or the religious institutions, the governments that creep over there, there's always going to be somebody who will try to pull you into their thing if you're lost and vulnerable. It's whatever. It's too late. Hang out. We can always create games within games, new games within games, recontextualizing and relensing the idea of an experience through hanging out we can establish or repair the conditional meaning. No, there is no done with the research. The research is continual, Secret Garden. Yeah, I have that's one of like many things that I have to do every day, that I choose to do every day. Yeah, there's a lot of research to do, but it's continual. It's not going to stop. Hello, Mariby. Hello, Trish. Okay, all right. Anyway, our time here is brief, and I value our time together, so I do want to, once again, try to come from a deep place and try to say some of the stuff I was thinking about when I was not on TikTok. Mind is clouded. There's so much. So I'm going to do the work to wipe away that which we don't need. Life-changing epic speech, take 16. Here we go. All right. In 5, 4, 3. Hey everybody, welcome to my TikTok. I'm some random guy in the dark. What else is new? I've been spending a lot of time off TikTok lately. And I have developed a lot of thoughts on the medium and the platform in both good and bad. Like good things about it, what it could be used for and what you can do with it, that has expanded. My ideas of that have expanded. And the bad things and the downsides of it, that has expanded too. So, that by itself is not remarkable, because, it's common for someone who relies on such a thing for work or social life or whatever it is to have thoughts about it after spending time away. So that's not remarkable. What will I do with it? It wouldn't be useful to talk too much about strategy, because you will see the results of that and experience the results of that with me. So there's no need to talk about that. Cease the agenda. There is no agenda. I'm already here. We already have what we need. All I have to do is exist. All you have to do is exist. You are existing. Great. Okay, good. Thank you for allowing me to exist within your phone. I am just a guy in the phone, after all. From the perspective of others who may be out in the world or not engaged in the platform, they may be unaware of the efficiency of the level of efficiency that can the other day I saw a very, very good experimental avant-garde art music duo. And there were 15, maybe 12 people there in real life having this experience.
That is good. Good for them. Being in real life is a bit of a status symbol now, as so many of us live in the phones. But here we were in the phone, as I included TikTok in that experience. I don't know if anyone else in the audience was doing that, but here we held a room of 20-ish, which means that if there were 12 people in that room listening, but in our room there were more than 12 listening, it could be argued that my choice to include that experience on social media was more effective than that experience occurring in real life. I mean, I was there, and it was really cool being in person, but without using TikTok, it would have been only those people, and I think that experience was deserving of being heard by more than 12. So even if there were 3 people here listening, that would have been a win. But what I've been trying to convey to other musicians for like 3 years now, because when I first got here, I was making a lot of effort to tell my real life friends who were interested in reaching people with their music, you should be on TikTok every day, making a new video every 3 or 4 hours of not only your music, but of who you are and what else you like. They didn't, some of them did try, and some of them did get good results, but like most of them either didn't listen or dismissed it. But still to this day, I see a lot of opportunity here. Like I said, there were 12 people listening to that show in real life, but there were 20 of us here. So the level of efficiency that we can achieve by focusing on the phone primarily and performing to the people through the phone, we can reach so much more people very quickly at lower cost. Now, we should do both. We should do all the above. Everybody should, you know. You gotta be there. There's nothing like watching a band in real life. But, like I said, being in real life is a status symbol now. Because there is privilege to be able to go to places in real life. And there are many people who use social media or rely on it because they are unable to leave the house or even leave the bed. And I think it's extremely important to include as many people as possible in any real life experience. So here's why I'm bringing this up. There are going to be people in real life and on social media who will try to make you feel bad about pulling your phone out and including something that's happening out there in real life. Be like, why don't you experience the moment? You should put your phone down. You people are trying to put everything on there. Okay, if you can ignore all that and think of the positive effects of when you are out in the world experiencing anything that makes you feel good, if you go out of your way and put that moment here, not only are you the only person who got that specific thing, but there are people out there who are stuck in bed, and you just provided them an idea of a window outside of their house. And you could make it you could make a difference. There's somebody listening to you. So don't feel bad about pulling your phone out if you're out there in the world and you're involved in some real shit. That's the stuff that you should be putting on if you can. Do it. Use TikTok more as a producer. You don't even have to produce. I use the camera inside the app. I film inside the app. I do minimal editing. I don't use hashtags and stuff. Sometimes I do. Yeah, a lot of my videos have hashtags, but I don't stress about it and I don't think about it too much. The gospel of whatever. Hello, a ghost is a ghost. Okay. Life-changing epic speech. Take 18. In 5. 4. Oh, hello, April. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming to our Saturday night sleepathon. Okay, my time here is limited, so I want to say something very impactful from a deep place. Okay, I delivered something. It wasn't exactly a life-changing speech, but it was one of many things that I reformed my ideas on while I was out in the world. And during the first 2 weeks of being out, I did save a lot of things in drafts because I was filming things more than I could edit or upload. Maria B says, I went live during a metal show the other day because there weren't many people there. Good. You were able to include more people in that experience. It goes to say, I'm trying to get better about being willing to pull out my phone in public. Yeah. There may be people who will try to interfere or stop you, or even Dystopian Musings. Thank you for the happy Mother's Day. Okay, everybody, it's Mother's Day. Thank you for that. Marie B said just to kind of share with someone who might not be able to go. Exactly, Marie B. Thank you. That is what I was saying a minute ago. Don't be afraid to pull the phones out. There's people out there who have negative attitudes about that, but it's just because they don't see or appreciate or care about being able to reach another human being who you might not even be able to anticipate, who is out there in the world somewhere and can't be there. Okay. Life-changing epic speech. Take 19. Wait, I'm going to pause on that. I wanted to remind everybody that I got a really bad coffee, but it was easy, so I'm not disappointed. I mean, I expected it to be bad, and it was bad, and it's good because it was what I expected. So there we go. All right. Okay. Life-changing epic speech. Take 20. I've had a lot on my mind, but I've also done a lot of work to not have anything on my mind. Things happen very quickly, and there's a lot to do. There's always a sense of feeling behind, or I'm not doing enough. Many of you might feel like that from time to time, that you're not doing enough, or there's too much to do. You can, sure, there's some things you can do at the same time, but most things you can do one at a time. To decide to do something is decide not to do this other thing. Well, what if we said no to everything? If you were to stop everything and cease all agendas and cease all plans, what would you really have to do? Maybe eat something? Maybe go to sleep? Maybe text your friend back? Whether it's, we don't need another mass crisis for us to decide to look at the reality of the situation and what's truly important to us. When we're in times of crisis, whether it's manufactured or real, a lot of unimportant stuff gets put on hold. And this may hurt because, we have plans. But when we are left with the reality of our situation and what is real, Well, there is opportunity here, an opportunity to see truth, for the truth is underneath all these layers. It is within you, but it won't be obvious until we can wipe away that which we don't need. All of these thoughts of the past and the future and what we think we want and what we think we're doing. What am I supposed to be doing? The supposed to be is your agenda. There will be a time for that. It will resurface when you know the truth. After approaching these levels of clarity, we might find that what I actually want to do right now wasn't what I thought I should be doing 2 minutes ago. Follow your heart. To remember to listen to your heart. Not literally your heart. But if you want something, to identify what it is you want. Moment to moment. And follow that down. Because why do you want it? And what are you going to do with it? And how bad is it going to be if you were wrong about that? Some things are irreversible. Many things are reversible. Not everything, though. Everything can change. It might not go back to the way it once was. But you might find something even better. Maybe what you already have could be better. What you already have might not be what it used to be. But something better is right around the corner. And it will emerge in these times of truth, as it is already here. It requires a reframing of the idea of a situation, because it is just an idea. The situation. I am here. There is no future, for all we have is now. The past is unimportant. It already happened. There is no past. It's just an idea. We are here now. Resolving the tensions. All the pressure is an idea. These ideas can be dismissed, postponed, dismantled, diffused. There is no desire. There is no want. Not only did I get what I want, but I didn't get what I didn't want, and that is far more important. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're far more important. There's nothing to be afraid of. There is no fear. Quite often I get fearful. And then I remember, because I do the work. Being a good listener for someone who won't stop yapping is very easy. all you have to do is just stand there and nod. You wouldn't have a chance to speak if you wanted to. They're just going to keep talking over you. And I've spent too much time with those kind of people, and I don't anymore. How do you be a good listener for someone who doesn't speak? You can just exist and be okay with just existing, because you exist and you already have everything you need. You are. And there is no desire, there is no agenda, and there is no past. We are here, now. And this is all it is. Excuse me for a moment. Oh my God, what's up, Haley? Good to see you again. High five. I saved you a seat. Okay. Life-changing epic speech. Take 21. In 5, 4, 3. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my TikTok. Sorry I haven't been on much lately. I've been on only for like an hour or two at a time. But anyway, I've been spending a lot of time in the so-called real world. I'm like doing stuff. Having all these new ideas about productivity and motivation, and continuing my work on attention itself and what we can do with it and how to master how we choose in the micro sense what it is that we decide to use as the base for which we form our ideas on reality. This is very important work, and this has been continual for many years. Okay. While on TikTok, I loosely ran an imaginary organization called the Do Nothing Company. It had many participants, and it even has co-founders, because I did not do it alone. Those co-founders are no longer with us as socially, but I will always remember them. And I will say nothing but good things about them. One of them fell off. One of them I betrayed. And one of them got stalked and just fucking left social media in general. That person was cool. That's how I found out about Lovers from the Past by Moreau. Anyway, I really miss pretending to have a radio station on TikTok, but we'll do it again tomorrow. Anyway, I spent a lot of time off TikTok, and I've had a lot of time to think. I've had a lot of time to not think. Do you? Do I miss pretending to have a radio station? Yes. I mean, it would be so much better to have that situation in a different situation. You know, if I was living somewhere truly alone, and if I could like put a lot more into finalizing the setup and investing in the setup. And that setup I was using, I would have invested a lot more into the equipment and into the general setup if I owned property and I was alone there and I had a sense of permanence. But I was hoping to leave that spot on the drop of a dime. So I didn't really put too much into growing or improving. This setup did improve very slowly, very gradually, but anyway, I love to do the radio thing again in different circumstances. I'm very lucky that I had some space to do that. I had to work primarily at nights. Anyway, I learned a lot of things about that, mostly just like confirming things I already knew about music, in that it's the curators of music who have a lot of control. Whoever takes the aux cord in your car, whoever gets to make the decision about what music gets played at a party,
the DJ that you hire for the wedding, or the person influencing the DJ at the wedding. The people who choose what music gets listened to, those people in total, it could be argued that like they control culture. As in any subculture's idea of like what they think other people like, or what they think other people are listening to, or whatever, is the result of many individuals' choices to include some songs on playlists at various places, usually for money. Because when you hear a song in a grocery store or on commercial radio, it's because somebody paid for it. So, if we look to music curators we trust, or friends we know who have good taste in music, or like a really good DJ you find somewhere, yeah, you can discover really good music because that person has sorted through thousands of songs and they're showing you what they think are the best 20 to 30 for that time in that place. You know, it's really efficient way, but those people in total have a lot of control of culture. So you, if you like music, you know, this might be hard for you to believe, but if you make some playlists or put yourself in a position where you get to control the aux cord somewhere, somebody might say, oh my God, I love this song, what is it? And then you tell them what it is, and then that's how ideas spread, and that's how that stuff still works. I did what I could to promote unsigned and underground artists when I felt inspired to. It was rare, but it did happen a lot though. I would find by accident material by someone who was relatively unknown that I thought worked really well for what we were doing. Sometimes somebody would Shazam something and be like, oh my God, this has only 7 Shazams. Or like, this person has only 40 followers on Spotify. This person has only 10 likes on YouTube. What the fuck? And I would try to sneak them in between the top 40 stuff. You know, we'd bounce back and forth to a song that like everybody's heard a million times, to something that anyway, I'm going to let that topic go. Cease the agenda. There is no agenda. I'm living in the past and the future. For a lot of the things in my past will resurface in the future. I will have to one day answer to the 7,000 creepy dudes that I blocked to make you visible and to clear the spot so you could feel comfortable being here. A month ago, someone told me I saved them from TikTok. And I told them that I blocked 8,000 creepy dudes to meet them. And I didn't realize it at the time, but all that pain and effort that I went through for 2.5 years was just so I could meet that person. Well, not only that person, but the opportunity that person offered me, which I'm happy to fulfill my promise on. But how is it jazz? Thank you, Ghost of Ghost. Okay, life-changing epic speech. Take 23. In 5, 4, 3. A Ghost of Ghost. Thank you for the heart puff, sir. A Ghost is a Ghost. Thank you for the nice to meet you. Secret Garden. Thank you for the tapping. Okay, our time here is limited, so I want to choose my words carefully, and I want to say only what is kind, useful, encouraging, helpful, entertaining, funny. It's okay
to be funny when you're trying to be serious, because to approach the holistic you does require including all that you are, and the suppression of anything you are is more levels of distortion. So in the pursuit of enlightenment, it will be necessary to laugh, and it will be necessary to tell jokes and play from time to time. Include all that you are as you move through these contextual yous, backing out of the context and the containing layers of these games within games of life, to include all that you are. You are here, and you always were. You are safe here, and you live here. Thank you for choosing me to be a guy in your phone. Natty, thank you for the greatest of all that. Maybe I'll be the greatest of all this. I understand you got a lot of guys in your phone, but how many of them are trying to drop truth? I haven't dropped any truth yet. I gotta try to drop some truth. There is no try. To not try is to reach the levels of clarity from which we can speak truth, for the truth becomes clear. That's what clarity is. Trish, thank you for the greeting heart. Honeybee, thank you for the heart puff cereal. Okay, all right. Our time here is limited, so I got to get this out quick. I'm going to have to go soon. Okay. Life-changing epic speech. Take 24. In 5, 4, 3. Hey guys, I'm a random internet guy in the dark. Good to see everybody. Welcome to my TikTok. I spent a lot of time off TikTok lately, and I've been having some deep thoughts and a lot of expanded ideas of the good things and the bad things of using social media. I do have a lot of good things, and social media. I do have a lot of good things, and I do have a lot of good things to say. I do have a lot of good things to say. As in the so-called real world, talk, or they have negative things to say about it, and they don't even know. They have negative things to say about it, and they don't even know that you can make it your own. Well, it could be argued that you can make it your own. Well, it could be argued that I hope someday you get the chance to scroll through someone else's FYP on someone else's phone in someone else's account. It's been like a year and a half since I had the opportunity to do that, but it is incredibly different. You are literally in a different TikTok than everyone else that's here, and each of us have radically different ideas about what TikTok even is and what is happening here. You'll see it clearly when you get to scroll through someone else's FYP on someone else's device. It's been like a year and a half since I was able to do that, but it was just like, wow, like it's like a whole different app, like culturally and everything. It's like different music, different topics, different style, different everything. There are, billions of videos, and it has to choose, however long you scroll. Do you go through 20 of them? Do you go through 100 of them? When you scroll, do you go through 200 of these billion videos? The majority of the content that we consume was created in the past 24 hours. You're going to see a lot of videos that are 5 days old. You're going to see some videos that are months old. Most of what you see was created within the past 24 hours on most of like social media in general. So living in the now and providing an idea of now. See, out of all these billions of videos, it's got to pick like a few for you. And it's going to pick some of those for me and other people connected to you. Because the machine's idea of who is like who, well, if Trish likes it, maybe Honeybee will like it too, because they both like this shit. So there's going to be a little bit of that. There's going to be a lot of crossover. A lot of us will see a lot of the same stuff. But not always. Some things that you might think are trending topics, none of your friends have ever even heard of. Anyway, backing out of TikTok, in so-called real life, as I knew before, the majority of the people that you run into have either never used it or aren't really into it. While we're on TikTok, we're getting such a small slice of the world. The type of person who we're getting such a small slice of the world. The type of person who even present humanity or what is going on in the world or like or how they actually behave in attitudes, in politics, in relationships, in everything. When you see something on TikTok that appears to be trending, and even if it reaches like 1 million people, that's only 1 million people. And there's like, that means 1 out of every 380 people that you find in America on average even know what that thing is that while you're on TikTok looks like something that everybody likes or everybody knows about. Oh, yes, one of my deep thoughts. I captioned this in a video like a week or two ago. In the age of algorithmic recommendation, there is no longer anything for everyone. So what does that mean? When we were on mass media, when all we had were the magazines and the movies and the TV and the newspapers and all that, it wasn't really that hard to put something out that reaches almost everyone. Like The Simpsons, or maybe some kind of news event. And that stuff can kind of sort of still happen. But even during COVID, there was fucking people who were like, what? Oh, no, I don't watch TV, or no, I don't use the internet, I don't have time for that. Oh, I hear people are saying this thing. So like out in the so-called real world, there's people relaying to other people what someone else might have seen on the internet. So while we're on the internet, we have a lot of, it's already bad enough where we're saying, well, this person said this thing. So while we're on the internet, we have a lot of, it's already bad enough where we're saying, well, this person said this thing out in the real world. As they don't know what you know about whatever it is you've been running into. And whatever you've been running into is very different than what this other person's been running into. Very early on coming onto TikTok, I showed a diagram that was, I don't know how to describe it. It's a computer science thing, but it what it depicted was a bunch of boxes that fill in different parts of a problem, and how all the boxes come together. It's about distributed systems, where you can have different computers working on different parts of a problem, so you solve the problem quicker. Okay, now with humans, that is happening because we are each working on different things, and as we come to alignment when we hang out, we slowly start to converge as we offer each other many different perspectives and viewpoints because we've been solving different problems in different ways. And as all of this comes together, we continue to develop and evolve as a species. Backing out of that now, I am a guy in the phone, and our time here is brief. So I want to use this time wisely. I'm going to go now. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Secret Garden. Okay, I did 25 takes of epic life-changing speech. I don't think I really got it, but I'll try again tomorrow. Thank you for the good game, Secret Garden. Thank you, Jax. Thank you, Maria B. I can't name everybody. It's dangerous to try to. Thank you, Pendulum. T. Martin. I'm going to block somebody for no reason. Okay, goodbye, S. Harrison77. I wish you tried to go further than the default profile photo. Anne Marie, thank you for the heart me. T. Martin 502, thank you for the good night. Thank you, Honeybee. Thank you, Kennedy. I don't know what time I'll be back to. Maria B, thank you for the shell energy. I don't know what time I'll be back tomorrow. I think it's better that way. Because when I was home and I had nowhere else to go, I would come on every chance I got. Today, I can choose and I can plan for it. And I will do it only when I believe I can be helpful, impactful, kind. Honeybee, thank you for the paper crane. I was preparing myself for a life after TikTok and for future platforms. And two of the things I believed that I would need would be how to be able to prepare myself when I was in it, which requires showing the ugly stuff in addition to the pretty stuff. And I took a big risk, not only artistically but socially, by choosing to reveal on this thing when things weren't good. I knew that I could turn it off, but I made the bad stuff part of the performance so that the overall picture. This will make sense after I use the replays to train the deepfake. I have more training data than anyone else I know. There's got to be somebody out there who has more